you how to change a tire on a BMW E46. The tools that you're going to need is you're going to need a breaker bar, you're going to need a jack, you're going to need something to put all the lug nuts in so that you don't lose any of them. And this is a special socket that's in the trunk of the car. It's for this car only. These are the tools you're going to need, and you're going to need a set of gloves. Try and keep yourself a little bit cleaner. What you want to do is before you take the lug nuts off, you want to put the jack underneath the car in a safe position so that the car doesn't fall on the jack or fall off the jack. Then what you want to do is you want to jack it up high enough, but you don't want the front tire to come off the ground, because when you go to break the lug nuts, you want the tire to be on the ground. So now you want to lift the car off the ground. You want to lift it high enough.
So nice, I got you.
You want to take the socket, put it onto the breaker bar, put it on the first lug nut, make sure it's on all the way. You're going to want to break them one at a time. Breaking them just means breaking them so that they become loose. Now you can move it and take it off with your finger. Now that you have all your lug nuts, you want to put them somewhere so that you won't lose any of them. Put them all and keep them together. Somewhere safe. Now that all the lug nuts are off, the tire should just pop right off. You want to put the tire back on the car just the way you took it off. It should fit right onto the rotor. Now what you want to do is you want to make sure that when you put the tire back on the car, all the lug nut holes line up, so that when you go to stick your lug nut in, it sticks right into the hole, and you can start screwing it in by hand with the correct socket. Once it's tight enough that you can't screw it with your hand anymore, take your breaker bar, connect it to the socket. You should be able to tighten it until you can't tighten it anymore. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to let the car down so that the wheel is touching the floor. You don't want to let it completely off the jack. What we're trying to do here is we're just trying to get the tire on the ground so that when you try and tighten up all your lug nuts, they all get tightened all the way. As you can see, the tire is now on the ground, but the car is not completely off the jack. So now what you want to do, you want to take your breaker bar, you want to tighten it until you can't tighten it anymore, until it feels firm. And you want to do it to every lug nut, except you don't want to go in a rotary pattern. You want to go at an angle. If you just go from one to the next, they're not going to lock down all the way and your wheel could possibly come loose. Notice how I went across for all of them. I never went from one to the next. So the tire, now that all the lug nuts are snugged up, the tire should be on all the way. Now you can let your vehicle off the jack all the way. Pull the jack out. Take all your tools. That's how you change a tire.